Well, collectors, hope you're all doing well and hope you had a good Thanksgiving. We're still recovering here and we're almost at the turkey soup point, but that'll probably be tomorrow. But you know how that is. Well, as usual, we had some things come in last week, which I'll be happy to unbox and show you. And I also bought a small collection yesterday, and we'll show you that too. But before we get started, you guys are always telling me how you like my stupid stories. So, I have to get a cigar lit first and have a sip. Prost. Ah, yeah, that's what we need. I may have told you this story before. I'm sure I have to many people, but maybe some of you have never heard it and you might like it. I had a dear friend, probably my best friend, that was involved with this hobby. His name was Bill Lorette, and he was from Holland and England. Bill knocked on my door one day in 1985, and I opened the door, and here's this fella standing there that I never saw before, and he says, are you Thomas Whitman, the guy that collects daggers? And I said, yeah, I am. And he said, well, my name is Bill Lorette. I collect daggers too. Can I come in? And I said, sure. So that was the beginning of a tremendous friendship. Bill was about 17 years older than I was, but he was in great shape for his age, and so he came in and we started talking about daggers, and the relationship grew very, very highly. And Bill was, his father was a Dutch doctor who was assigned to Indonesia, which was a Dutch colony, and Bill was actually born in Jakarta. And so he was a lumberjack, he was a cook, he was a lot of things, but he also learned how to fly airplanes, and that's what he did most of his life. And Bill was one of the original 707 pilots that flew back and forth to America and England and through Africa to India, Indonesia, you name it. But he had retired at the point where he met me. But just to give you one story of us together, we wanted to go to Dresden. This was about 1991 or 92 when the wall had first come down in Germany. And we thought, gee, maybe there's some good things that got left behind there, and we'll go see. So I traveled to Europe where I met Bill, and we started driving from Holland and through Germany, and then all the way into the east part of Germany, because Dresden was in the eastern part of Germany and was controlled by the communists until fairly recently. You guys all know that. But it was kind of a harrowing trip. Once we got into Germany, the roads were really tough, and hardly any lighting or anything like that. And I can remember for about an hour we were behind a truck that we couldn't pass because the way the roads were, and in the back of the truck was some kind of a breeding cat, not a cow, a goat, a big goat, a breeding goat, I guess. But for an hour, that goat's behind was facing us, and I sat there watching the testicles going back and forth on that goat for about an hour. What a wonderful sight when you go to Europe. But anyhow, when we got to Dresden, which Bill pronounced it Dresden. I don't know which is proper, but Dresden is what we say in America. 1 minute. Mm. Yeah. Well, when we got there into the city, there were no police, and the place was kind of wide open, and there was nowhere to stay. There were no hotels or anything at that time, and many of the buildings there were still burned out. It was like like going there right after the war or something. So we thought, well, let's try to get something to eat. And we were riding around, and we finally found something that looked like a cafeteria. And we went in there, and there was nobody in there except for two gruff-looking young men, probably in their late 20s. And what they were doing was tearing this guy's place apart. They were throwing the salt and pepper shakers on the floor, breaking them, and all that. And I was thinking, wow, this doesn't look like too good of a spot. And Lorette says, oh, let's sit down. So we did. And as was his practice, he was a great cigar smoker. And that's where I learned it from, by the way. And he lit up a cigar, and we're sitting there, and these two gruff characters come over, and the one guy, boom, he grabs a cigar out of Lorette's mouth and stamps on it on the floor, and he says, nicht rauchen, no smoking. And you know how the old horror movies used to be, where the man turned into a werewolf and you could watch his face turning? That's what Bill's face looked like. I never saw anything like it. And Bill gets up, and in those days when you traveled in Europe, it was before the euro, so every country had their own currency. So Bill always carried a little leather bag over his shoulder that had all the different currencies from all the different countries. So he stands up and he takes the leather bag off. He says, "Whitman, hold this." And then I'm thinking, what is this? Am I in the middle of a cowboy movie here, or what's going to happen? And Bill gets up and he grabs one of the guys by the shirt collar, and he had fists on him, like ham hocks. Bill had huge hands, and he had been through a lot in his life. He was also a veteran of World War II at the end of that, so Bill really knew how to handle himself. And he starts punching this guy in the face, keeps hitting him in the same place in the nose, and I mean, it was this mass of blood, and I'm trying to, God, what am I going to do here? I'm not a fighter. I don't do stuff like that. And the guy, then he lets the guy drop, but the guy falls down, knocked out cold, and then Bill grabs the other guy and throws him into a pole that was right there. And that guy was out cold too. And after this happened, the owner of the place finally came out of the back. "Danke, danke, danke," he's yelling, and "Danke." And Bill and the owner take these two guys outside and throw them into the street. And then the owner said to Bill spoke German, of course. He spoke 4 or 5 languages, and the owner said, "Can I do something for you?" And he said, "Well," he says, "we don't have a place to sleep tonight." And the owner says, "Oh, I have a sister that lives not far from here, and she has a couple of extra rooms. Maybe she can help out." So he took us over to his sister's house, and it was an older German couple, and just extremely nice people. And they gave us something to eat, and even opened up a bottle of sparkling wine that they had, and we talked for a while. It was very, very enjoyable. And it turned out that the husband was a naval officer during the war. In fact, he was involved when the Prince Eugen got sunk off the fjords in Norway. And I asked him, did he have anything from the war? And he said he goes behind he pulls his china cabinet out, and he pulls out a photo album and a beautiful naval officer dagger with hangers, and he shows me them, and they were his. And he was very, very proud of the things, and there was no way of getting them away from him, which you wouldn't want to do anyhow. But he talked about what a terrible life he had, because when he was a young man, it was the war, and then after the war, the eastern part of Germany was taken over by the communists, and he had some lousy job in some factory that it was just. He said it was really a terrible life, and now that we're finally free, he said, here I am, I'm in my middle 70s, and I'm too old to enjoy it. So I kind of felt sad for them, but very nice people, and we slept well that night. And the next morning, Bill gave the lady 100 marks, and boy, I thought she was going to jump through the ceiling. She was so happy, and we were happy, and I was happy because I was afraid I was going to lose my life in that place. But and then the next day we went to Dresden to the show, and as it turned out, there was not much there but a bunch of Russian things. And in fact, now that I think of it, this was all you could buy at the show, and I got 2 or 3 of these that I bought that are kind of interesting. I think they're a little dusty, but this was typical of what was there at the time. This is an East German dagger with the hangers. Apparently these were all over the place and were never issued. So I just keep them for posterity to remind me of that time. So I'll tell you one thing. It's I don't know what kind of people you guys are, but getting into fights is not my kind of thing. I got hit in the nose once when I was 11. I remembered that, and I tried to always avoid it. But when you were with Bill, you were in good company. He was 68 years old too when he knocked those 2 guys out. So he was really something. But I'll tell you more about Bill later. Now we're going to do some unboxing. Okay, we'll get to our first box here. This just came in the mail. This is what you don't like to see, but it looks like the stuff may be wrapped up, so I think everything's in here, but we'll look. This comes from Deutschland, so it didn't make the trip too well, but at least it's here. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully it's all intact and the postal system didn't ruin it. I got a letter, that's good. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy, this is some kind of box here. Looks like two boxes. And what is this? some Swiss chocolate. Oh, these people are too good to me. All right, let's see what these boxes are. I'm not sure what this is all about here. They feel like there's nothing in them. Wow, what a beautiful box. Look at that. Ah, I think what it is, yeah, this man makes these boxes. And look at that for SS. Oh wow, look, it's all cut out, and the scabbard can go in there. Look at this. He's put a Himmler inscription right into the padding. Isn't that something? Wow. It's pretty neat. I like that. And that's his email, I guess, where we can get in touch with him. Boy, what a wonderful box. I like that a lot. Let's see what the next box is. This is a very clever man, it looks like, to even think of something this cool. Let's see what oh, this is an SA one. Look how he's got all the corners with metal on them, and then, boy, what a professional job, huh? Wow, and he's got a Rome inscription into the padding there. Well, these are terrific. If you have a Rome or a Himmler dagger, what a wonderful way to display them. I'll have to, when we get further on in the lecture, I'll have to try putting a couple daggers in there to see how they look. So there you go. That's the first two things. I hope you like that. That's something different. I didn't expect them, and I certainly didn't expect all this chocolate. Wow. That must be about 5 pounds worth there. My goodness, what a nice man. People are always thinking of me like that. I think it's really good. I mean, how can you not like something like that? I'll keep these handy so we can try a couple daggers in them. See how they work.
Here, put them here.
Yeah, good idea. Put them right there, and so we'll have them handy when we find something to put into them. Move this tape out of here. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got next. Don't want to lose this candy. Don't want Debbie to see it, or that'll be the end of that too. You know how she is with candy. Let's see what we got next here. See, as I tell you, I don't know what's in these things. I don't have a clue. So you're seeing it the same as me, and hopefully it's all going to be stuff you're going to be interested in. Let's see what we got here. Oh. Looks like a lot of different things here. Okay. Oh, this is Toy Day, I guess. We got two little military trucks, which I guess are period. I don't know about those things. Maybe you guys do. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, we got a some kind of a plaque here. Unterführer Schlesien der 1st SS Panzer Grenadier. I don't know. We'll have to interpret that, but that's kind of an interesting looking tray. What else is in here? It looks like we got a whole hodgepodge of different things, which is fun too. I like different things, and I'm sure you guys do also. Oh, look at here, yeah. Wow, this is nice. Yeah, a good political eagle here. That's in nice condition. And it's for a pole top, and it's got the it's got the RZM markings on it too there. So that's a real nice thing. I'm always glad to get these kind of pole tops. They sell very well. They really look good in a collection. And let's see if there's anything else in here. This is an earplug box, but hopefully there's not earplugs in it. No, it looks like something else besides earplugs. Oh, wow. A whole bunch of SS buttons. They're all the skull type, and it looks like they're RZM marked on the back. You see that with a camera, Hub? So that's kind of an interesting thing. I'll have to check them out. Go back into the earplug box. And let's see if there's something in here. Oh, a nice Luftwaffe pennant. There we go. It's in nice condition too. Look at that. Really, really good. Of course, it's double-sided. And I guess the X must mean the 10th group or something. So let's see if there's anything else in here. I think that's it. All right, so that's the first group of stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with these little trucks. You think they're period, guys? I hope they are. I don't know. We'll see. Yep. Okay, that's one down. Lots more to go. Let's see what this is. Okay, good. We got a letter and an invoice. Let's see what this is. I think this is a return. That happens once in a while too. Yeah, he's returning this dagger. I can't believe it. It's one of the, we showed this dagger I think in the last unboxing. It's one of the nicest daggers I've ever seen. Remember this one, guys? The one with the blonde grip? I could have sold that to 50 different people that wanted it. Well, I'm sorry I sold it to this man. He must not appreciate something that's really, really nice. Well, it'll sell again. I think it was a Sewell dagger too. Or no, it's an Asculip, yeah. Really nice thing. Well, there's no accounting for taste here. Everybody's got different thing. I don't know how you could not like this. That's one of the finest daggers I've ever seen. Well, I'm sure somebody else will want it. No problem. That's something in the business we do get returns once in a while. Nobody likes returns, of course, but it happens because everybody's taste is different, and some people expect more than others. Some people are impossible to please. After they return 3 or 4 things, I just write them a nice letter that perhaps they should find another dealer. But fortunately, I don't have to do that too often. But once in a while, I just can't believe somebody would return that dagger. Wow.
You tell them to collect stamps.
I've done that they might be better off with stamps and coins. Wise guy I am, right? Okay, that was a surprise. That is a, oops. Now that's a real surprise that somebody would return that. Alright, well, let's see if the next box is any better. Although it's a great opportunity for somebody else to get that blonde gripped Asculip, because that is one beautiful dagger. We'll see what we got here. Well, I like the bags already. Let's see what this all is. I got, looks like 4 pieces here. Let's see what they look like. Get this box out of the way. Here we go. Maybe just a sip for some sustenance. Yeah, that's good. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, here's some good things. Wow. This is a NSKK, and it's got an anodized scabbard. Really, really nice scabbard. And then a vertical on it that's kind of a darkish brown color, and a beautiful, beautiful grip and beautiful cross guards. Wow. Oh, real nice blade too. It's made by Cellar. You don't see many SAs made by Cellar. So that's kind of a really nice thing, and I think the motto is good on it too. Yeah. Wow. Boy, I really love this dagger. Well, that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. I like that. Let's see what the next piece is here. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, this is one of those fire officials dirks. But look how fat the grip is. I've never seen one that fat. Wow, that's cool looking, isn't it? Isn't that neat looking? Man, oh man, that's cool. Let's see what he's... And it's got an etched blade on it. These are just lightly etched, so you normally don't see an awful lot of detail, but that's cool. That grip is just outstanding. These were worn by officers of the fire department, and we don't see an awful lot of them. The type with the cross guards that have these spear-like quillen ends are usually made by WKC. I don't see a maker on here, but that would probably be the maker of that piece, judging from what I've learned in the past. Let's see what else he's got here. Aha! Ah, this is nice. A Red Cross officer dagger. He's got some kind of tag on here, but and this dagger must have been really well preserved over the years, because the grip has not turned orange. It's still the original yellow color, which is quite rare to see. And it has a super blade on it. Beautiful. Beautiful piece, yeah. So that's really a good one. And the scabbard is also completely perfect. And let's see what the last piece is here. Oh, there's 2 pieces. I'll take this one first. Wow. Yeah, this is a nice RAD officer. It's got a little wear at the tip of the eagle's beak, and a little wear at the high point where the eyes are on the head. But overall, it's not bad, and the grip plates are in nice condition. The scabbard's in nice condition. Still has a lot of the original frosting on it, so that's good. And let's see what the blade looks like. Oh yeah, it's a real goodie there. See that motto jumping out? Yeah, it's a perfect blade, and it was produced by Alcozo. Yep. And something something you see with the Alcozos, the motto runs up into the blood groove sometimes, the fuller in the blade. That's the only maker where you usually see that. But that's a pretty nice piece. And let's see what the next one is. Oh, it's a hunting association piece. Beautiful grip. Sort of a small insignia, but that's the way they are sometimes. But the grip is fantastic, the way it curves up, and the beautiful pommel on it. See how the leaves overlap here. That's nice when you see that. I like that. Usually Alcozo would do that kind of thing. A good scabbard leather, good staples. I don't know who made it, but I'm probably wrong. But there's no maker on it. But boy, what a great blade! It has hunting scenes. Yeah, etched on the spine also. Yeah, that's a very, very nice piece, fine piece. All right, we got our next box here. I hope you guys are still with me. This one comes from somebody in Canada. See what this looks like. Let's see here. It looks like some kind of a helmet here. Yeah, I like helmets. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay, this is a an M40 Army helmet, and as you can see, it's the decal is a little bit worn, but it's still there, and the finish is still. Boy, I hate that popcorn. The finish is still pretty good. There's no dents in the helmet. It's kind of a small size, and the liner looks good. It's well worn, but not worn out. All of the leather tabs are intact, and the drawstring is in there, and just a little remnant of what used to be the chin strap. More bubble stuff in there, popcorn. But anyhow, that's a good helmet. That's something I can use. That's not something that'll break the bank, but it's a good item. So I'm glad to get that. So, so that was the stuff that came in, and I told you I bought a little collection yesterday, and I'll show you that stuff. So maybe I'll put it up here. But I'll show you, there were some accoutrements with the collection, and here's a neat set of RLB hanging straps. And you'll notice they're real long. Usually RLBs are not that long. So what's happened here is the original owner, you know, these were adjustable. He adjusted them to their full length when he first got them, and that's the way he wore them. He was probably a pretty tall guy, and they're absolutely original. Show a little wear, but they're still nice and supple and in good condition. And the snap clip is an M5-10 marked one, which we see a lot on RLBs. So that's a good set of straps. And next we got a set of Red Cross leader straps. and they're kind of tough to come by anymore. You know, they have this sort of a gray brocade with pink lines that run through it with kind of aluminum type hardware. They're pretty nice. The backs show a little wear, but no fraying, so they're good. And then I got a Luftwaffe Portapee that's never been issued. See, it still has the tie strings on it. That's the 23 centimeter length. And then I bought these two things. I like these a lot. These are the teardrop hangers for SS and police swords. And they're both in really nice condition. One just a little longer than the other. They have the nickel clip to clip the sword carrying ring onto, and they were adjustable. See, these bosses here are like buttons, and you could move the height of it a little bit if you wanted to. They're both in good condition, and they're not marked, but they're absolutely originals and in very choice condition, and certainly something that you'd like to hang on to an SS or police dagon to complete that. And then this is a good thing. This is an RAD early hanger. See, the early kind didn't have the bullet thing on the end. They just had leather here that went through the mount on the dagger. And a lot of times you'll see this almost worn out from the weight of the RAD, but on this particular set, they're still in really good condition, as is the strap and the buckle. And then what's different too, the original owner, apparently he wanted his RAD to hang a little lower, so he added a belt loop onto the belt loop. See that? It's been period added. So that makes for kind of an interesting item. And here's the full size RAD, we call the bullet form because of the shape of the bottom. This part, the dagger rested against it and it protected your tunic from getting worn. It's got a really great format here with the belt loop attached with a wire bracket and then the snap clip. And yeah, this is a nice clip. Yeah, see, it's Asman marked, and it also has the RAD triangle and 38, which would have been the date it was made. And this baby's in mint condition. That's really, really a nice hanger. So that's kind of cool stuff. So we'll put that back, and we'll show you what else came in the collection. Try to do this without wrecking something. Aha, yeah. There's some really good armies here. Good cigar too. Yep. That's what we need. This is a really nice army. It has its original knot on it, which is kind of frayed, but it speaks of the history of the dagger too. But these are what we call the generic A mounts here, the hilt mounts, with a really nice scabbard, nice patina, and a nice deep orange grip, which is lighter on the back. You know how this celluloid turns, and then the blade is just as good as you'll ever see. Just perfect. Beautiful blade. And it's made by the Puma company there. You can see that. Very nice Ori dagger there. Good, a good basic piece to start your collection out with. Remember, I say you always want to find something in good condition if you can to get started. Here we have another one. This we can see is an Eichhorn dagger. That's their last style crossguard they used with the pommel, and and a really a beautiful grip on it. See, it's lighter on the back again. That's how they are, and a nice porta-pee. And this porta-pee is actually the kind we see on naval quite a bit. See that cat's anus stuffing in there? So the guy I got this from, he must have maybe got the porta-pee and thought, well, that'll work, and put it on. And a good acorn scabbard. And then we have a great mint-conditioned acorn blade. As nice as they come. This whole dagger really is in mint condition. It just hasn't been cleaned for years. So that's a nice piece. I like that. And another army. This is beautiful with the yellow grip. You don't see the yellow as much as the orange. It's an indication that it was really stored well. And let's see what, yeah, this is the generic B type fittings that are on this. And it's interesting, there's a Luftwaffe porta-pee that's on the dagger. And I looked under it, and I can see where it's lighter under here, but it's not lighter up here. Do you see that? So this original wearer, he definitely wore this with this Luftwaffe porta-pee on it. We see that sometimes, you know, there's all these hundreds of thousands of people, and there's always somebody that doesn't follow the rules. And this has a nice scabbard. And another just perfect blade. Couldn't get any better than that. Just really, really a beautiful, beautiful, perfect blade. Let's see who made it. Aha! It looks like Robert Class. I like their stuff. Yeah, and with Class too, a lot of times the blades will be nickel plated, which this one is, as opposed to polished, as most pieces are. And when we have a Class, we like to see if there's any, Class use these asterisks on the end of the carrying bands to cover the casting flaws. So we see that a lot on Class daggers. Not all the time, but 90% of the time. So that's a nice army dagger. And one more army. This is really pretty. Wow. Look at the color of that grip. Wow, is that fantastic. It's so dark orange. Really beautiful. Let's see if it gets any lighter. Nah, it's pretty much the same dark orange all the way around. And it has a really nice porta-pee on it too, which is another naval style porta-pee with that cat's anus stuffing. So maybe the Army used them too. And it looks like a generic scabbard. And let's see who made this. Wow. Oh, beautiful blade. It doesn't get any better than that. Wow. Look at that blade. Totally perfect. And this was made by, wow. That's made by Emmelvoos. We don't see many Emmelvoos army daggers, especially with plain blades. So that explains why this is all so nice. Wow. That's a tough maker to find, and in this condition and all, that's really a superb piece. Well, okay, and see what else we got here. This collector had he had good taste. A man I've known for 40 years. This is a second model Luftwaffe. Also extremely nice. Look at the condition of this, the fittings and the scabbard and the grip and the porta-pees original to the piece, looks like. And I can also just pick up a little bit of gild still on the pommel swastikas, just a tiny bit, but it's still kind of there if you hit it in the right light. And let's see what the blade looks like on this piece. And wow, boy, this guy went for good blades. Whew. Man, they just don't come any better than these blades. Beautiful. And this was made by E&F Horster. A very nice dagger. And let's see what else is in this box. Another second model Luft. And this one is even better than the last one. The condition of that scabbard is unbelievable. All of the original airplane gray with no age at all to it. Look at the edges. I mean, you just almost never see that. Wow, that's incredible. That is really a good piece. And beautiful hilt. And again, I can just pick up a little gild still on the swastikas, just a little bit. Great orange grip. A little bit of gild back there too. Wow, what a nice piece. This is a generic crossguard with those big pebbles. And let's see another great blade. Oh man, this is really, really good. Robert Class, there we go. So this man, as you can see, really had great taste with the daggers, because you'll look at a terrible amount of Luftwaffes and Army daggers to find them with everything like these seem to have. The fittings are all perfect on them, the grips are all perfect, the scabbards are perfect, and the blades are just outstanding. So, you know, if you can have the opportunity to look at enough pieces, and well, he took years to find them, I'll bet. That'll get me through a few more daggers. Next we have a nice RLB second model, and you'll see it's got the aluminum hilt fittings, which we see on the later pieces. And figures with this man, look at the enamel in the swastika. It's still perfect. It's really hard to find an RLB officer with perfect enamel on these second models. And then the leather is perfect. The leather on the scabbard is perfect. The scabbard mounts show a little bit of age, but not bad. But the leather makes up for everything. And of course, with this man, only the best with the blades. Look at that blade. Absolutely incredible. Yeah. And this was made by Ernst Witte. And it seems the Witte daggers are the ones you find with the aluminum mounts most of the time too. So that's a good thing. And let's see what else is in this box. Yeah, here's you can never have enough of these. A nice early SA dagger with the original short hanger. It's got fittings that have never been cleaned. They were never dirty to begin with, but they just have that nice dull patina that nickel gets. And see how the nickel eagle matches everything, the tang nut and so forth, and the scabbard fittings match really nice. No dents in the ball, and the hanger's original to the piece, it looks to be. And oh, an incredible blade, of course. And this one I think was made by E. Pack and Son. We'll just take a look here. Yeah, there it is. There's the Pack mark there with the hammering Siegfried. Pack daggers are not rare, but they had really good quality and great condition. This is Gruppe marked NRH. When they have great condition like this, they're well worthwhile saving. So that's a nice one. Here we have a early NSKK. You guys all know with these early NSKKs, they had anodized scabbards just like the SA, and then in 1936 the order came to paint the scabbard shell black. And you'll see all kinds of paint jobs from stuff done with a broom, but this is a good paint job, and it's original, and the paint is still in nice condition. The mounts are all solid nickel, and has a group of SM, I believe it is, or SW. And oh yeah, another really perfect blade. So that's what you like to see. And let's see who made this one. One of our favorites, Asculip. You guys like Asculip pieces, I know that. So that's a terrific piece. They have that darker motto too, you know, and this one I really like a lot. Look at that light grip. This is going to be a Sewell made piece. You can see by the cross guards and the walnut grip. It's just remarkable. It's got a black painted scabbard because it's an NSKK, painted over the original anodizing, but just beautiful. But that's not the best part. On the reverse, the cross guards on the upper here, Stoffel 1/M/24. M would stand for a motorized group. And then on the lower cross guard, we have here NSKK Motor Brigade. Now you're going to say, oh, that's all in English. Well, the words are the same in German, so that's... but wow, what a beautiful dagger. Man, this is incredible. Incredible, and the blade is really nice too. That's something that you very seldom run into, and just a great piece for the NSKK collector. And yeah, it's a JP Cellar. There you can see that. Isn't that a wonderful dagger, guys? 100% original, and something that you could probably research fairly easily, I would think. I love the grip color too. Wow. Alright, we're still moving along with this box of the collection, and this is really a killer. Wow. As you can see, it's a Pioneer bayonet, but just look at the condition of this thing. It is just remarkable, by WKC. And the man I bought this from, he said he bought it in a flea market, and he said, the guy said, yeah, the crossguard must have been broken off or something on it. He doesn't know what it is. And so there you go. That's one of the best Pioneer pieces I've ever seen, and the scabbard is mint too, and a beautiful leather frog on it. That's just doesn't get any better for you guys that like bayonets. That's really great. And of course, no collection would be complete without a chained SS, which I also managed to get. This is a mid-period one. Not real late because it has a nickel eagle in it. The cross guards are plated on it, and they're in good condition too. They're not lifted at all, and the ebony grip is really, really nice. Good runes button, got that coppery look to it. And I tested the chain with a magnet, and the chain links are all nickel. And what you see a lot of times on these mid-period ones, the clover leaf is nickel plated. Then you got a really good anodized scabbard. And a good drink. And on this anodizing, the anodizing's all there, and there's a lot of the original lacquer is still there too. And I like the ones where they're blackened on the center ramp and on the backs of the chains. The ball is good. And see there we have a nice chain with the culturization stamped in there. So on the outside this looks like a pretty nice chained SS. Let's see what the blade looks like. Of course, it's a beautiful blade. Look at that, very, very nice. And it's an unmarked one, which is what you mostly see on the all factory made pieces. So so that's a really good chained SS too. Chained SSs are not they're not really rare, but the demand for them is so so large that it's hard to keep them in stock. And then here's the final dagger I bought from this man, and if you look at it, it's a nice early SA. Has a good grip on it. Nickel eagle, nickel cross guards that don't look to have been cleaned, and nickel scabbard fittings, and the anodizing is all there. And boy, there's a lot of lacquer on the scabbard too. Let's see how the other side looks. Yeah, that's got lacquer remains on the anodizing too, and the hanger is of the same period as the dagger, probably original to it. And let's see how the blade looks. Oh, a really nice blade there. Good alles for Deutschland. And let's see what's on the back. Ta-da! A full room, guys. There you go. See that? Beautiful inscription. It's made by EP&S. You got to be a little careful with EP&S's because they did reproduce some of these, but this is an absolute original example in wonderful, wonderful condition. All of the cross graining is still in the blade. It's just really a nice piece. It's group marked FR from Franconia. That was the area around Nuremberg. So this is a great thing. You know, Rob, we could probably try this in this box here and see how it looks. You want to do that, collectors, just for fun? Well, just see how it works. Need a drink first. Yep. Yeah, I love these boxes. They're really, really nice. So I guess we just slip that in here. Wow, look at that, how nice it recesses perfectly. Oh look, he even has a spot where the hanger is cut out too. So there you are. I think that makes one hell of a display myself. Isn't that beautiful? That's something, if you have a rigging like this with a full room, put that in this box. Put the lid down to keep it in good condition, but you can enjoy that for a lifetime. And it even has the Roman inscription cut into the foam. I think that's a real winner there. I'm happy to get that dagger. A lot of people write, do you have any full rooms? And a lot of times I have to say no, and I'm always happy when I can say yes. So there's a nice thing, the coup de grace of the collection that I bought. So I guess that's going to wrap it up for this time. We didn't get as many things last week as we usually do, but I guess it's Thanksgiving, you know. But we'll see. But we'll keep doing this. If you like us, make your comments. I always enjoy reading the stuff you guys say on the comments under the videos, and if I can do anything for you, I'm here. and happy to help you. So have a good one.